Major funding for this Read 180 workshop is provided by the National Science Foundation, America's investment in the future.
At Jif Peanut Butter, we know just how choosy you are when it comes to your family, including the shows you value most. Public television encourages kids' curiosity and love of learning, and Jif is proud to support Cyberchase on behalf of all choosy moms and dads.
Intel Corporation is a proud supporter of PBS. The Intel Innovation in Education Initiative provides teachers with the resources to inspire their students and encourage them to unlock their potential.
And by a ready-to-learn television cooperative agreement from the U.S. Department of Education through the Public Broadcasting Service.
And by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. This program was also made possible by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
Welcome to Workshop 1, Survivors. Every teen has problems, but the kids you'll meet in this workshop survive some really major problems. We're talking about real survivors of everything. From a singer who brings hope to his war-torn country, to a shark attack, from gang violence to running for your life. Over the next few weeks, you'll be learning how several teens lived through difficult, dangerous, and life-threatening circumstances and came out on top. Reading 1, Juanes, Songs of Survival. Latin Grammy winner Juanes is a red-hot singer from a hot and violent country, Colombia, a South American nation torn apart by a long and violent civil war. He's seen friends and family die, and he's all too familiar with the aftermath of violence. But Juanes refuses to give up on his country. He's committed to using his music to give a voice to his people. In this newspaper article, you'll read about Juanes and his songs of survival. Reading 2, Beyond Brave. Shark. Definitely a word you never want to hear at the beach. Despite what you see in the movies, shark attacks against humans are very rare. In fact, your chances of being struck by lightning are 30 times greater than being attacked by a shark. When sharks do attack people, it's often because they're confused. Experts say that sharks can mistake sports gear such as surfboards for seals and sea lions, animals that sharks like to eat. Maybe that's what happened to Bethany Hamilton, champion surfer. Bethany was surfing before she could walk, and she was heading for a career in surfing when, well, in this magazine article, you'll find out what happened to Bethany Hamilton. Reading 3, Homeboy to the Rescue. Most kids want to fit in.
What's your point, cuz?
And to some kids, joining a gang seems like a way to do just that, especially if they're feeling trapped in a violent neighborhood or a troubled family life.
Everybody from my hood is like my brothers.
But Tony and Carlos found out the hard way when they landed in prison that joining a gang was the wrong solution. When they got out, they decided it was time to aspire to a better life. Find out how Tony and Carlos not only survived, but turned their lives around. In the 1980s, the African country of Sudan was in the middle of a terrible civil war. Soldiers from the northern Sudan attacked villages in the south, killing everyone in sight. Thousands of young children, left without parents, were forced to run for their lives. One group wandered for months trying to find safety. In this video, you'll meet some of the lost boys of Sudan. The Lost Boys. Peter Dutt was born in a small village in Sudan. His family was part of a cattle herding tribe called the Dinka.
My village really was beautiful, very green and very beautiful.
But Peter remembers, in pictures and words, how everything changed when his family and village were ripped apart by war.
I heard the sound of the guns. Immediately you feel in your body that it is dangerous. My parents all died.
Peter and thousands of other kids had to flee Sudan to save their lives. Along with a group of 20,000 other boys, Peter walked across hundreds of miles for months to find safety.
The sun was getting hot and hot. The skin of our boat was wearing off. A lot of people were caught by the lions. The life was miserable.
Thousands of kids didn't survive. But Peter made it to the country of Kenya, where he found shelter in a refugee camp. He spent 9 years in the camp with no hope for a real future. Then, in 2001, the US government decided to bring 4,000 of the Sudanese young people to America, and Peter was one of them. He ended up in Houston, Texas. American social workers there helped Peter and his friends adjust to their new country.
We will pay your rent for you for the first 4 months and take you on job interviews to get employed so that you guys can try to finish your education.
But life in America was completely strange and new for Peter and the other young men.
This is the electric stove. Have you guys cooked with an electric stove before? Okay.
Surviving in this big city was tough. Peter's English skills were limited and only very low-paying jobs were available. Determined to get an education, Peter moved to Kansas, where it was easier to enroll in high school. He worked hard and graduated from high school having made the National Honor Roll. Now Peter was working toward a college degree. He didn't just survive in the US, he succeeded. He never forgets his family or his country or his past, but he feels lucky to have a future.